Good evening, it's your girl AniYa, and I'm live here with my special guest, aka my co-host and special contributor, Mr. Dion J. Powell. I know he's gonna correct me, momentarily, but I just love throwing that J right in there, Dion. Okay, so just to let you guys know, this is just a follow-up from last night's conversation, and by the time you see this, it may be 2 days from yesterday. Okay, but we were talking on 3/31/20 about the SWOT analysis, as I was corrected by Mr. Dion Powell, who has his master's degree, who knows a whole lot about business. I got so many calls, so many messages. I had so many emails about yesterday's conversation on our live The AniYa A show on Facebook. And you can also find that on AniYa A period on Facebook, or you can go to AniYa A143 on IG or NVSANYC on IG as well. So because I got so many hits, Dion, I said, you know what? We have to come back and talk a little longer because our business communities are suffering. But since you know so much information, please share more with our viewers.
Thank you, AniYa, for allowing me to have this opportunity to talk to your viewers. Now, yesterday we were talking about the SWOT analysis. I am in no way, shape, or form a business person. I'm not good at business, numbers, art, music. I'm just good at connecting people. My master's in public administration. I have a history in politics and government, and that's where the SWOT analysis comes into play from my graduate studies. All right, let's get into it. SWOT analysis. The SWOT, S-W-O-T, stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But it's separated into two sides. Now, on this side of strengths and weaknesses, that's internal, meaning internally, and opportunities and threats are external. For example, our strengths as Black business owners and nonprofit involved in social service owners, ownership is a big word they're going to use. Our strength is we have access to our community, and everybody else wants to have access to community. Now, a lot of people from outside the community, they don't want our money, right? A lot of people come to the community that have access to make money, either in their fast food or whatever. But the long-term goals have access to our people that they can't get access to. We have access to people on the ground, people that want to talk to the government or anybody that's strange. We have access, and they want that. They need that access for their numbers in terms of their businesses look good on paper for like diversity and helping the hood and doing the social services, the big name brands, Planned Parenthood, Red Cross, all those helpers, right? Our weaknesses as business owners and nonprofit owners, etc., is number one, our mindset, right? Number two, we're not organized enough to do what they do. I tell our people all the time, if they want to have what the white man has, the Italian has, the Jew has, the Asian has, the Indian has, and so forth, we're going to have to start following the same script that they do.
That's right.
Now, you know what their script is. They don't let anybody own in and do business with them at all. They don't care if you have $1 million. You can't set up shop in their neighborhood and open a soul food restaurant or fried chicken in a cart, if you will. All right. So those are our weaknesses, our mindset from working with each other, our mindset and trusting each other, love, loyalty, respect, trust, all that kind of stuff in the higher power we need, these intangibles. Money will always exist. But if we don't have those intangibles as a people, we'll never be able to get through it.
Okay. Yeah. We just got cut off.
The next thing is...
Wait. You stopped at intangibles when the whole system shut down. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Go from intangibles or tangibles that you were just referring to.
The intangibles people need to have for our weaknesses are disorganized and mindset, change the mindset of investing in ourselves, those are weaknesses. Now, outside, externally, those are external. Internally, we have our strengths, we have access to our community, and our... I got cut off again. But anyway.
That's okay.
The thing is, externally, we have our opportunities and our threats. Now, opportunity here is this coronavirus situation. And there's going to be too much money thrown at this thing, and too many people is going to go into the wrong hands. Right now, there's going to be, before even the $2 trillion come down the pipeline, right now, philanthropy and donators and people trying to throw money at the effort globally is going up until like hundreds of billions of dollars, right? The last gap. Government has
You said hundreds of millions of dollars thrown at our communities. Go ahead from there. We're going to make it work regardless.
All right, well, okay, well, I said we should just, no, all right. So there's going to be billions of dollars globally during this pandemic, right? And the thing about the government, being in the government like me, running for office, is that the government has so much information, we hide things in plain sight. So I am a person that they would pay a lot of money to have access to the hood to sell out because I know how to navigate the hood, government and politics, etc. So nonprofit wise, if you're in the nonprofit sector or have a 501c3 or start a nonprofit, now's a good time to catch some of this money to help save the hood and get those areas that need the help with relief, whether it's they want is access to community. But the same word access, they want to deny us. They want to deny us access to capital, which is access to funding. Funding for a nonprofit, the big money, like they give once again to the Planned Parenthoods, the Red Crosses, the United Ways, and JCCA. And that's one thing. They don't want to have access to capital and funding, stuff like that. Number two, they don't want us to have access to ownership, own our own property, own our own business, own our housing situation, right? Have ownership. Because the thing about poverty is, if you own something, you value it, and if you own something, you own your own situation. So all the stuff that's free in our brain, we don't care about nothing in our community. And once again, that goes back to our weakness, which is mindset. So opportunity-wise, the next ownership they don't want us to have is access. The next thing access they don't want us to have is access to leadership, the ability to control our own destiny. All these nonprofits we already have control of, we need real access to capital ownership. That would be to say, hey, we want to take $100,000 you give us to do X, Y, and Z in the hood. To say this money should go to hire these people, provide these services, and our own image. But right now, all these big nonprofits get all this money. They come to the hood and they have like a $500,000 grant. They come in here, they give us our free T-shirts and whatever. Then they say, well, we're going to help the hood. And guess what? We want to plant a garden. That'll help save the hood, a garden. Oh, you know what? We're gonna get all these little kids here. We're gonna paint a mural, y'all. Come on, let's paint a mural piece. But I'm like, oh, that money can be spent in the right hands with the right leadership, that ownership, hiring, firing power, etc. So that's our opportunity now. All this money. Number two, for our black businesses. Black businesses now they're trying to get you zero interest loans, whatever. No, you partner up with your black nonprofits, your black businesses. Grants are designed to keep everybody in the hood dependent.
That's right.
For example, if I have a grant for education, I come in here with the grant for education, I fix up the school with education, the grades are up, guess what they're going to do? They're going to take the grant away because you don't need the grant anymore. So it's like, wait a minute, if I owe this easy money from the grant, I want to keep this test scores a certain way. Because a principal I know said the worst thing that could happen to a failing school is success. Because once they give you the grant money and all those goodies, and it starts working, they'll take it away. Same thing with poverty. Let's say if we brought this grant money for homelessness, we built housing, everybody's housed. Now what? We don't need the grant money anymore. So you can't have access to the grant if you don't give me your numbers or people you're serving, right? So now they keep you dependent on the grant with the restrictions. You're dependent on the grant. But guess what? If you took the same grant money of $100,000 and a business had access to the grant money, that makes it more independent. So if you gave me and Anaya $100,000 for our business that we don't have to pay back, we're just using it for the goal of the mission statement, and we flipped it to $1 million, what do we need your grant money for anymore? That's what's destructive. That's why they want to keep businesses on loans and lending and investors. That way you owe somebody something. Well, if we combine the two, the grants and the businesses, and partner with our Black-owned nonprofits and our Black-owned business, that'll be key for our opportunity here. And of course, there's a lot of money out there for businesses too, but for my purposes, for access to all the contracts that's coming out that people are exploiting. Case in point, me and you know somebody in our network that actually can make these masks. Like old tailors, retired, seamstresses, all these little things that they're buying in bulk, we know them. But these people don't know the game or how to get these big contracts. So I'm also trying to bridge the gap to get access to governmental contracts, local contracts, because they waste money for fun on the federal level, and get access to these contracts for skill sets that we have. If you know what MWB is, that's a joke, but I can talk about that more in depth later. Now, last thing is the threats. Okay? That's external. What threats do we have here from a whole paradigm of getting access to all this money, opportunity from the coronavirus to actually really effectively help people in the hood? Well, the number one threat is from externally is other outside entities, meaning the big names. Once again, the Planned Parenthood, the JCCA, United Way, they already know the game.
They already.
Most of their people and friends made the rules and everything. The reason why I say economic development I'm big on, getting the money, but more paramount is to that is the civic engagement, how politics works. Because the most powerful tool, other than money, that the man has over us is the ability to create and change the rules. That's why you have to hopefully elect me to office or get people like me on the inside to change the rules, especially with this cannabis. But that's another episode when I can go into that.
Okay.
So the threats right now are the big boys. And once again, the threats are the big boys using the other weakness for our mindset. They'll come here and use our good spirits. Like, listen, you know, we got to feed the children and we got to save people. So wear our free t-shirt with our logo on it and heal the world. Let's get out there and do everything for free. Whereas they're in the back office making their 6 figures from that grant or whatever. And they don't even know what Grand Concourse is or Flatbush Avenue is. And they don't even want to touch the hood. They just want to show up, take the pictures, give some stuff out, and go back home to where they are. So those are 4 things: our strengths, we have access to our community, our weaknesses, our mindset and being disorganized, our opportunity, all this money being wasted around the clock every day for the next 6-7 months, coming down the pipeline or here already. And our outside threats are these big name brand nonprofits and what you call companies that's going to have access to this capital and funding, and they're just going to come in and try to do whatever they want and keep this cycle going. And that's it, AniYa. Back to you.
Dion, thank you so much. And thank you for your patience with me this evening. As you know, anytime you're trying to do something positive in this life, you will have different hiccups and different setbacks. But I'm so thankful for you for staying with it tonight, because I really know this information is going to help many others, and the people love you. Now they could put a face to the name. Okay. And we're going to continue to work together, Dion. Trust me, I've heard you and I've been listening and taking notes. And as you know, right before the Rona hit, what did I ask you about, Dion? Do you remember one of the questions I asked you right before the Rona hit?
Now, are we calling the Rona now? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing in the hood. Like, it's the Rona. And for, you know, our friends.
I thought it was the virus.
No. It's the Rona or Miss Rona.
Chinese crabs. China. It comes from China.
Listen, so real
quick, Trump.
Yo, listen, the last thing we talked about before the Rona hit was, Dion, tell me more about these credit unions for Black people.
Oh, wow.
You forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off with the banking system, okay? How can I say this? I'm going to tie two together. One of the things you guys should know, which is another opportunity now, is that last time, you have to follow history from a historical perspective. Last time the market crashed for all these banks, the one fiscal conduit that I'm big on us controlling is our own fiscal conduit. The one area that these crashes don't hit is credit unions. Federal credit unions right now are not affected by any of this stuff. Why aren't we talking about that? Plus, we have a few Black and brown credit unions in New York City and beyond, but they're always suffering because our people's mindset doesn't look to invest in our own fiscal conduit, which is a federal credit union. So credit unions work very simply like this. In our culture, Africa and beyond, we have a concept of community banking internally. Outside threats can't touch it, but it's called something called like a susu. Jamaicans call it partner, Latinos call it asociana, something like that. Antiguans call it turn. So basically, it's a community banking.
Haitians call it hand. It's just the hand, from hand to hand.
Yes, it's like passing the hand, passing around the hat. It's internal, tax-free, and it's a way to save money amongst yourselves and pooling your resources. A lot of communities still do this internally. Some people do it on the job, in whatever case may be. Keywin, like for example, we all want to save $1,000. So every week, everybody puts $100 in the pot. Everybody takes a number. So the first week, number one gets the $1,000 from that pot. Don't have to put in. Second week, number two gets $1,000. Number one puts in. Money keeps going around. So there's a lot of federal credit unions out there. I have a complete database of them. This is why, you know, scientists and geniuses like me are poor, because we don't have that cunning, but we know so much. We should rule the world. But yeah, so the federal credit union, I have one in the Bronx that I work with, and Black owned, controlling your own destiny, because the fiscal conduit is very important, because the ability to contain and control your money is the first thing. Then you can become the business owner, whatever, right? because the one word that destroys black business is compliance. A lot of black businesses want to do their own thing, but when it comes to paperwork, they don't want to do it. They do whatever they want. And of course, the man will send you 1,000 letters. Your man will give you 1,000 opportunities, 1,000 chances to appeal and help and friendly. And if you don't do it, they'll drop the hammer and they'll so now that's what the federal credit union. But in the meantime, we have another opportunity because of a bank that's coming. There's a bank that's coming up from DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, called Industrial Bank. They took over our bank in Harlem and Jersey, and hopefully I'll be partnering with them in the future when this crisis is averted and control our own money first. And then once we have a united money, we can get the big boy contracts. My dream for running for office is to get the Kingsbridge Armory contract back in the Bronx. I'm also want to get the contract for us for the proposed 4 Metro North stations that they're trying to build. And the only way you could do that with leverage is, well, money together united. Like if we had like $100 million together, and with our MWB business, we say, listen, we have $100 million. We need a bond, blah, blah. Give us this contract. Right now, we have to subcontract to our all small businesses because nobody has access to capital.
That's
and I mentioned
right.
that earlier. But the 3 words that I'm trying to destroy in my campaign are credit, loan, and rent. And the 3 words that I believe that we need is united money, united property, united ownership, right? Of course, united votes and stuff like that, but and united people. But the only way to defeat gentrification, in my opinion, is with united money, united.
Dion, are you still there?
Yes.
Sorry, let's do this, Dion. Let's stop at the united money, united, the other 2, and let's just those last 3 things that you stated before, and then we will get this glitch fixed and we'll come back. But tell us again the last 3 things that you're trying to incorporate in our communities.
Well, my platform is very simple. The only way to fight gentrification is with united money, united property, and united ownership. Of course, united people and united votes, but with those 3 things.
With those 3 things, and that's it, because it's something, just to let you guys know, there's something about the nighttime here in my community of the beautiful Uptown BX that at night things get haywire cray. So Dion, let's just stop there. United property, united people, united platform, united love, united community. We're gonna come back with Dion Powell so that he can continue sharing all of this great information. Dion, share where people can contact you real quick, and we're gonna end there. Dion, are you there?
Well, you have to.
Sorry,
my number is 646-345-4263. That number again is 646-345-4263. And the email, once again, is my name, Dion, D as in David, D-I-O-N, period, P as in Peter, P-O-W-E-L-L, at Gmail. Dion.powell@gmail.com. All right, back to you, AniYa. Hopefully we'll get some people involved.
Of course, Dion, we have so much more to do. We have partnerships to build, and we have to get people literally on the move. We love you, Dion. Thank you. And we'll be back, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.